So, um, I have three topics that we can optionally talk about today. And so the first of those topics is uh, the preparation for the protests, which was today's morning news. We're still butt fuck post, but I wrote that post to encourage everybody that's going into protests over the weekend to have a positive mindset. So I think that's probably one of the first things we should talk about. And then the death spiral of the fucking DHS with Christy uh, Nome and her considerably disgusting bullshit. So I'm looking for a victim here. So
What she's
wow, that actually worked. Holy fuck!
stopped, did not identify himself, and was removed from the group. He didn't say who he was that until he was already had to lunging forward, and people were trying to detain him for quite a period of time.
I snagged a victim, and I don't know that my victim is aware.
I'm aware.
Oh, awesome! Okay, cool. Hi, Matilda. First time.
Mathilde. It's Mathilde.
Huh?
Mathilde. It's French.
Oh, it's French. Okay. Oh my God.
Well, in Spanish it's Mathilde, but in French it's Mathilde, and I know because Mathilde was a grandmother, and they mispronounced it. It's Mathilde is French. It's not Mathilde or Mathelide or Mattel or whatever.
Okay.
It's okay. No, it's not you.
Countryside though, because that would be even cooler.
No, New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans. I have the best New Orleans story. If we get to the end and you're still here, I'll tell my New Orleans story. It was about my friend Ramy and his mom, who was a French Quarter cook, who threatened to kill
one of my best friends is a French Quarter cook.
Yeah. So my friend Ramy's mom and threatened to kill me. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just tell that story. Oh, it's a good story. Trust me. And you're welcome. Did your shirt fit? Oh, okay. So Mathilda, this is your first time on Wendy the Druid. I tell everybody that joins Wendy the Druid, and I'm gonna pull another Wendy. You get to ask me any question you want, and I literally will answer it.
Oh, I don't think I have any questions to ask you. I'm not a stalker.
No. Like because people I normally get like asked like the token trans question.
I don't give a shit. I mean, one of my best friends of my entire life is trans.
Oh my God! Thank you. So you consider yourself an ally?
Well,
Yes, Craig, it's me. It is I, Dana. I love that I joined this and I instantly get invited to go live. It makes me happy that I'm like, I feel loved.
You should invite my best trans friend on here.
Oh, send them the publication.
Wait, you're trans? Wait.
No.
Wait.
No.
I'm totally teasing you. I just tease. It's okay. We can play like this, can't we, Wendy?
All right. So here's my cool New Orleans story. I'll prep with that because it's a really funny fucking story. So, when I was in college, one of my suite mates was a guy named Remy Ledoux, and his mom lived in Metairie, and she already knows where this is going. And his dad, so his dad lived in Jennings, and so they were still married, but they lived in separate cities. I don't know how the fuck this worked.
It happens in New Orleans all the time.
Yeah, right. And he was a French Quarter cook, and she was too, but she didn't do that anymore. And Remy had like 14 brothers and sisters, like most people who grew up in a swamp. So
fair.
So,
I can't argue with that.
We were driving out to the Bay Area to hang out with my parents. And so, um, it turns out, that, along the way, we stopped in Louisiana. We hung out for 2 because it was the summer. 3 months, what the fuck do you do? So, got to his mom's house, and all of his siblings were there. And so, like, the first night, she had, like, these 2 double Dutch ovens that were brimming with gumbo in her kitchen.
Yum.
Yum.
And she had, like, this long, solid oak wood 14, 15, 18-person banquet table that sat in the kitchen. So, we all sat down because we were gonna eat this, and, like, all of Remy's brothers and sisters were there. And so, she filled up everybody's bowls, and we were eating the shit, and, like, in the middle of it, I sort of viscerally lost emotional control, stopped eating it, and then blurted out, "Fuck, this is awesome! What the fuck did you put in this?" And the entire room went deafeningly quiet, and his mom got this graven look on her face, and she stood up, and the kitchen counter was right behind the table.
Come on, Kira.
And she went over to the butcher's block, pulled out the cleaver, pointed at me, raised it over her head, and then landed it into the chopping block.
I'm dying.
And
I'm
so,
dying. I can't breathe. This is so funny.
and so
Here, come.
Remy leans over and says, "You don't ask that question. You don't ask that question." And so, for the rest of the time that we were there, like, and she didn't speak much English at all that I could detect. It was mostly Zydeco Cajun French or whatever. And so every time she would come in the room, I would leave because I was afraid this woman.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
I thought this woman was going to kill me. And so the last day that we were there, I was sitting out on the front porch, and we were going to, drive off or whatever. And came out there, and she sat down. She came out there and she sat down, and she sat next to me. And I had my headphones off. And I took my headphones off, and I was like, "Oh shit, here we go." And she leaned over and she said, "You know, I wouldn't hurt you, but you do know you would never to ask what's in my food ever again." And I went. So, years later, I ran into Ray.
Was it a rabbit or a cat or a nutria?
Right. So years later, I ran into Ramy, and I had heard that his mom had passed away, and I told him, I was sorry, and all this. And then I asked him, I was like, "Does that mean that you got the recipe? Does that mean you got the recipe for the foods?" And he said yes. And I said, "Finally, after like 20 fucking years or whatever, you can tell me what's in the gumbo, right?" And he's like, "No." And and
Still
and
no.
I said, "Why not?" And
God.
he says to me, "Juno, she gave me the cards for the recipes, and it's like this, mon ami," she says to me. She says, "But you can't tell Wendy what's in the food."
Oh my God. Just you.
It's the sausage. It's the sausage.
No, as it turns out,
I'm going to try to show you guys something.
as it turns
Can
out,
I zoom in? I cannot.
as it turns out, oh my God, is that a guillotine?
Yeah, this is my amazing neighbor. It's a guillotine that says "Viva la Revolution." Let them eat Teslas. Let them eat Tesla. Teslas, I think it says.
Dana, don't move. Don't move. I'm literally, even better than that, take a picture of that and send it to me, please.
Right? And then get out of the way.
Yeah, take a picture of that and send it to me, please, because I'm going to use that in an article.
And then
Yeah, I have debated taking. Here.
oh my God.
Well, they also have a.
All right, so
These are my amazing neighbors with ducks. Hang on. The ducks and the art. Let me take a picture of
The ducks. We always fed the ducks with the leftover bread.
Yeah, they have a whole duck enclosure over there, and they make them.
there's golf.
They hand
Yeah.
paint the beautiful signs.
Golf.
Okay, Kira, we gotta go
Golf.
home. My dog is like, actually, I'm gonna carry her because she's 4 weeks post surgery now. Well, but now she's feeling feisty enough that she's trying to exert herself too much. We're only supposed to take a 10-minute walk, and we've been walking for at least 20 or so minutes. So this is Kira.
Oh my God, how adorable.
That is, I love your dog, Dana. I do.
Thank you. I love her too.
I'll have a little rescue.
She's pissed because she's like, I am a fierce beast. Why are you carrying me? But she had ACL repair surgery just a month, like 4 weeks ago now, 4 weeks in a day. And so we are on the 3-month recovery plan. And right this week, she's supposed to go take 2 10-minute walks. So
Oh, God.
I've already pushed it and we've walked too far, but I think I'll take her.
That is tough. That is tough.
It is. She's not allowed to walk upstairs or hop on a sofa or a bed. So she's like contained in the house and I'm contained in there with her. It's something. It is something. So anyways, Wendy's heard me talking about my dog before and she disrupts our morning podcast sometimes with her needs, but I love her. That's how it goes with our pets, right? We love them.
Yeah, I mean, our pets are just like that. So,
Okay, my arm hurts, so I got to set her down again.
So, Matilda, I will tell you, because you fell victim to me pulling a Wendy and dragging you into the live session.
That's fine. It was a very nice distraction, trust me.
I have given you a 30-day paid subscription to the
Oh, you didn't need to do that.
Oh no, I literally, that's how I trick people into coming into the session. Is I tell them, if you come into the session, I'll give you a 30-day paid sub to my magazine.
Oh,
and so
Gotcha.
That's how I trick people.
Gotcha.
But really, as I said at the beginning, that's like my thing. Though people ask me, Wendy, why don't you have like news people or senators or any of that other shit on your lives? And I'm like, no, I just want to talk to real people.
Well, I'm a real person.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I just want to talk to real people because real people are the ones that are feeling all of the bullshit. And for other people to be aware of that would be really good so that we can all get through this fucked up bullshit together somehow.
Speaking of fucked up, Wendy, you know what tomorrow is, right? It's fucked up Friday. It's fucked up Friday.
Oh, that's right. Fucked up
Daily
Friday.
whatever.
So,
yeah. So on my podcast that I run with Lawrence, my best friend, we have a conversation every Friday with one guest, and each of the three of us bring on what we think was the most fucked up news of the week. And then we have a fucked up off. The live audience votes for which story was the most fucked up one. And
well, how can you possibly choose?
Right?
How can you possibly fucking choose?
There's the what happened today. But
you mean which takedown? Which takedown? Which person was taken down? A brown, a minority, a woman, a black person, a trans person, a gay person, a gay person.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you think the most fucked up news of the week is because I need to pick a story tonight. I have a few ideas.
Oh, well, I mean, you have to go with this. You got to go with the senator. You got to get the senator. You got to go with the senator.
Yeah, Padilla. Padilla is yeah.
I mean, you don't just like manhandle a freaking senator.
That one might be so fucked up that we say nobody gets that one.
Yeah,
like we did last week. What was even last week? So I can't remember. The news is moving too quickly.
Yeah,
but there's always a story.
Yeah, there is a terrible Boeing crash, but you know what? The people who own Boeing are responsible for that. Okay, the people who are being arrested, like Padilla, is not responsible for being arrested. Like the people with Boeing should pay for what happened to that plane. Padilla was exercising his right as a U.S. citizen and senator, identifying himself as a senator, and
Yeah.
being handled to the ground, which has happened to me so many times that,
Oh man.
it's like, I'm so used to it. It doesn't even like phase me anymore. It's like,
Right.
oh, you're going to manhandle me? You're going to shove me into a corner? Okay. Well, guess what? You're not the first. I mean,
Right.
bring it on, motherfucker.
You're not even like top 5.
You're
best
not even like
experiences
the
I've
top
ever doing.
10. Like,
I'm sorry. Dana, you're going to appreciate when I say this. You know what happens when people tell me that?
What's that?
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
You're not wrong about that, Wendy. I did see a news story that was quoting the governor, Abbott and DeSantis, the governors of Texas and my state of origin, Florida, who are already like FAFO babies. They're like, you do anything, fuck
Don't
around
fuck
and
around
find
and
out.
find out.
It's like, I'm not fucking around to find out. I already
Yeah.
know.
No.
I mean,
I want
I
them to fuck
literally
around.
already know. Like, I do not need to fuck around and find out.
Right. They're threatening that if anybody, crosses the line on Saturday,
Yeah,
that
well,
that
that
in
happened.
Florida and
That happened
Texas,
too many years ago for me. I already crossed the
right.
line.
Yeah.
Just because I don't give a
I
fuck.
am very,
I literally
very
don't give a
worried
fuck.
about this weekend. It's going to hold.
Look,
We just
I
have
feel
to
that.
maintain the peace. Honest to God, guys, we're all together. We have to stay
Yeah.
together because this is insanity. And we have to be peaceful and loving and embracing and encouraging because this is complete and total insanity that we knew was going to happen when JFK was elected. I mean, it's like, you guys, like, this is not a big fucking revelation here. Like, let's be clear what happened. Let's be clear what happened after he got shot. Let's be clear about what the fuck happened with Reagan. I mean, let's just be out there and say this is what happened and everything sucks. We do not have to go through this again. I mean, it is absolutely unnecessary. We all went through it, and the people that went through it and died for us are like shouting from the grave, like, guys, we've been telling you this was gonna happen for centuries. And so we have to say we are responsible human beings. We have to protect each other and love each other and encourage each other because if we don't, everybody is going down. Like, who thinks they're fucking safe? Honest to God.
Right.
Unless you're on a fucking horse and you kick the shit out of someone's head.
I mean, look, I just want to remind everybody that right now there's literally 15,000 tons of military hardware that is sitting in DC right now. Why the fuck does that happen? Why the fuck does that have to happen?
I mean, look, I celebrate the army, but it does not have to be a parade like down the streets of Washington, which are already so messed up, trying to drive around and park around and maneuver around, even in buses. It's like, are you kidding? Like, have you ever lived or worked in DC? You
Yes.
you can't roll tanks.
Nope.
It will destroy the entire infrastructure of the beautiful city that was planned out beautifully.
Yeah, basically, here's the stick. If you roll an M1 Abrams tank down Pennsylvania Avenue, that tank is going to destroy that road.
Right. I mean, this is not the Champs-Elysees, people. This is like the battered and bruised nutria that the Charles de Gaulle left in the wake. I mean, DC is a shithole. And people who live there don't even get a chance to vote. I mean, it's like, what the actual hell is going on? We have to be together. We have to stay together. We are human beings and we have to protect each other and love each other and support each other because nobody is safe. When one person isn't, nobody is.
No,
Sorry,
I agree. Yeah, I agree completely.
Sorry, that was my rant of the day, but I'm just like so fired up watching this guy get manhandled onto the ground that I don't give a shit what politics he is. Nobody gets manhandled to the ground and doesn't affect me. It absolutely is the most disgusting thing ever to see them, because I've been manhandled like that, and fuck that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Right.
it's just not the way you treat other human beings. You hold on to each other and say, hey, we might disagree on just about every other fucking thing, but we agree that we are humans and we love each other. Come on, people. We have a great nation. We have fabulous people. We have music. We have the arts. We have food. We have culture. We have parks. We have a gorgeous nation. Why are we doing this to ourselves? It doesn't make any sense. To
I could.
us, to them it does. To
Well,
them it does. But
yeah,
sorry, I
because there's this much of the pie piece,
right, I
this
know.
much of
And
the
you know
pie piece
what? I mean, it's just like,
that
guys,
wants that.
then everybody gets something out of their fridge and we'll make a new pie. I mean, come on.
Yeah, really. I mean, you're not wrong. You're really not. I mean, I want to point out that I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but the Rasmussen polling today has Trump's approval rating at 38%. So literally 38% of the pie, those are the people that want
Right,
this shit to happen. Everybody
right.
else is like,
And you know what? I mean, honest to God, I don't even think that those people have any idea.
no, I agree.
They have never had to employ somebody and worry about WIC and SNAP and, and think about what's going to happen if this equipment doesn't come. I mean, it's like you can't build things without people. Like it, you can get all the technology you want, but who's going to drive the technology or the tractors or the trains or the airplanes or the parties or the bars or the hospitals or anything? The people are.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I agree completely.
So
Matilda, I love
you
your
got me,
passion.
you got me, and you got me at a really good time.
That's honestly, Matilda, that's the best time.
It is when you're all fresh and ranty.
Yeah,
I
you're fresh and ready to go. This is this is this conversation is entirely why I do live sessions, because that's the thing. The voices of America.
Well, I mean, I actually worked for the Voice of America.
Oh my God, really?
Well, a division, yeah.
But that's still awesome, though.
I mean, I've been a missionary. I mean, that's what I do, and I take great pleasure in being a missionary. And the people that don't appreciate that, I don't care. I don't. I don't care what they think,
Why should you?
because I know what I was taught, and I know what I saw,
Right,
and I know how it affected me. So,
right.
you
So,
know,
you going, Dana?
I have to go. Um, Lovely to see you. I hope I see you tomorrow morning, and anyone else who wants to join us,
Yep.
genxe.io. That's where you can find Lawrence and me, and Fucked Up Friday. Actually, every it's Fucked Up Friday only
yeah.
on
I mean,
Friday.
you got to get a T-shirt with "fucked up" every day.
Yes,
Fucked
the
up
daily
every
whatever
day, all
is
day. It's not just Friday. It's
that
every
it's
day, all day. And I'm the one who throws the most F-bombs, and I'm the one everybody corrects about their language. And you know what? Fuck it. I don't give a shit anymore, because you know what?
use all the F bombs.
I literally don't care, because
Bye,
I
Dana.
care about other people. So fuck them. Thank you.
Bye.
No, we're gonna lose Dana. So let's get here. Let's get the Parker going. Let's get Parker going. Uh, Elaine, I'm not gonna bug you until the end. Elaine is my favorite reader, by the way. Um, so yeah. So let's go through. I had a I had a
Hi, pretty.
yeah. Hey, Wendy, how are you doing?
Been better.
Yeah. Senator Padilla got dragged out of a news conference,
Yep,
thrown on the floor
yep.
by three people handcuffed and beaten up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I called Fort Bragg today. I tried to run some shit down on that. That's disturbing. I mean, everything is disturbing, but that one in particular is, as someone who has grown up around the military, everyone in my family has served in the military. I've worked on multiple military bases. I have been part of briefings and debriefings for sensitive information as a server at the officers club. But it was, it was very specific. I really, really want for someone to answer me as to how this came about, because it is so flagrantly, I can't. I'm just, so that one's
It's
bothering
fear.
me. So anyway,
I
there
think
is
it's
no
fear.
one.
Don't you think it's
Well,
just
yeah,
fear? It's fear.
it is. And there's
Yeah.
no one available, and they're not going to answer the questions. So I'm not really sure where to turn next. I will find a place. I'm very resourceful like that, but I need an answer.
Or you didn't call the VA?
The VA doesn't have anything to do with what happens on Fort
Right, but they would
Bragg.
know. I mean, don't you think that they would know?
No, no, that's command. Commands have so from what my husband was Navy, and from what I understand, the commands are run under parameters of the DoD standards of conduct. Some are run different, but they all should fall under the standards of conduct.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and anything that takes place on that base is under the direct surveillance of
Right.
the
The commander.
commander, the garrison commander.
Right.
Interestingly enough, they are missing one of their garrison commanders. They need one. It is a vacant position right now. However, there are two, and they're ghosts. You can't find them anywhere. I mean, it's just not, and they're not.
Well, why don't you call OCS in Quantico?
I mean,
I mean,
I'm not beyond that.
I would call ACS in Quantico. I'd call Pendleton. I'd call as many
The thing
bases as you
is,
could.
the problem
29
is that
Palms. 29 Palms are the ones that send in.
yeah, but the thing is, Hegseth is the final say all for this, and
No, there's no a commander who is going to take Hegseth's bullshit.
No.
apparently there was, because
Well,
this
then find
happened,
another
or there
one.
was some
Find
other.
another one. Find
There
any
was
other
some
one. Like,
other.
Well, so my understanding from talking about from something like Bragg, if the garrison commander is unavailable, then
call
what
Don
happens
Shipley.
is,
Call Don Shipley.
well, the senior staff officer is the person that has to act. But here's
Right.
the
So
thing.
don't you think that if Don Shipley could help you?
Yeah, I would think so.
I would call Don Shipley.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, he's the
Well,
one who's
here's the
gonna
thing.
he's the one who calls out the fake stuff. So I mean, he's got the database on his desk.
Yeah, the command operations center, which coordinates who to talk to when an absent commander is unavailable. So
Yeah, I mean, if look, I wasn't in the military, but I was abused severely by the military, I would call Don Shipley. If it were me, I would be calling Don Shipley and saying, "What the fuck is going on?"
right.
Right, that guy
Hey,
doesn't take any shit.
that's on the board.
So can we talk about Christy Nome running the Department of Homeland Security into the ground?
Oh Jesus,
Yeah,
we're
So
gonna
here's the
go there.
thing.
We're gonna go there.
Well, there's a reason why I went there the day before yesterday. So I didn't do a live yesterday because I had like 2.5 hours of interview yesterday, and it was rough. Uh, and so I did the bit about Nome. And here's the thing: Nome is going to bankrupt the Department of Homeland Security by July.
Yeah, so who does she have stock in? Core
Right.
Civic?
Well, and here's why. I did some digging and I found two confirmed sources and one unconfirmed source that
TVA or Core Civic or HCA?
well, here's why. She's spending Homeland Security funding to staff
Yep.
ICE with militia group members,
Yeah,
private security firms,
yeah, it's government contracting.
and so government contractors who have contracted with ICE for the immigration raid, that's where she's spending all that money.
Well, it's
So
because they own the jails.
yeah, so here's the thing: Congress has allotted a shit ton of money for the DHS, but
Right.
no one won't spend it because it's earmarked for not immigration, and that's why they're running out of money.
Right, right.
And so, I mean, it's institutional cat. It's
It's
institutional.
all it's the I mean, we're just rinse repeat, rinse repeat, rinse
Yeah,
repeat. It's the foster care system, it's the judicial system, it's the jails, it's the state prisons. It's the same mold. I mean, there are some really great places in some cities that are doing really good jobs about trying to transition out of jail, but people own jails. They own them. Like,
Right.
hi, I am a stockholder in a jail. I
Yeah.
mean, like that.
That's abhorrent. I
It's. I
cannot
mean, I
believe
would
that
rather be a
that's even a
stockholder in a
thing.
hospital than a jail.
right.
Even if the
Well, yeah.
hospital guys were as Nazi as the known people. I mean,
Yeah,
literally, if
but
I
at
had to
least
choose, like, just invest in the hospital.
the hospital has parameters they have to go by according to insurance. Insurance won't pay for certain,
Right, right.
you have to do certain
Just
things.
look where
So
the
yeah, a
trauma centers
jail does
are.
not have that,
Just look where the
especially a
country's
private
trauma
one.
centers. Just look where the country's trauma centers are.
Yeah.
I
The
worked in
biggest
one.
trauma. Yeah, so so these people will keep doing this for the rest of their lives
Yeah.
because that is their job. It's their
Yeah.
job. And it's like, okay, well, that's your job, but you also have people doing the job for you, and you are getting rid of their benefits. So who is going to do that job? And are you so surprised that people are running out of jails all the time? I mean, like, who are you going to pay to work there?
You'd be surprised. I mean, they're getting nurses to work at the
I
privatized
know
jails. They're
it's
paying insane money for it, but
it's the most destructive thing because you know what's going to happen to the nurses. It happens all
oh
the time.
yeah,
All
oh
the
yeah.
time.
That's I
All the time.
mean, girl, yes.
Yes, all the time.
So, um, so the cancer of authoritarian efficiency. Um, the reason that we are here is because of an ancient Greek word called hubris. Hubris is why we're here. Um, the flaw of believing yourself to be above the very rules that govern everyone else.
Well, and then naming things after yourself.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's like if you want to name something, name it for people, not yourself.
Yeah, not yourself. Don't change the name of the ship from the Harvey Milk
Right. Right.
to aren't you really? Are you
Yeah.
gonna be that petty of a bitch?
Yes. Yes. And yes. And yes. And yes.
Um,
He does not deserve to be called a bitch. Bitches are hardcore. He is a fetid stack of fucking waste. I can't even. There's nothing that I can equivalent. What is the word? I don't know. I might be
he,
medicated.
he's a catheter wearing. Everybody saw the picture, right? I want to know.
Yeah.
Like his legs are out to fucking here.
So,
Okay. So
It's
Matilda, I've got
way too much ketamine.
so
Yeah.
hey, I've got a sandwich sheet if you want to bring Elaine on instead
yeah,
of me.
yeah,
I'll watch.
I'm gonna drop you both, and I'm gonna bring Elaine in because I want to have a.
Later, Tater. I
All
love
right.
seeing you.
Yep,
Bye.
yep. Love you both. Okay, here we go. Where's Elaine? Uh, okay, here we go. So you better not duck me, Elaine, because I'm gonna be mad if you do. Um,
Hello.
see, you don't look like shit. Fuck off.
That's only because I went and ran a comb through my hair and put on a fresh blouse. I mean, I swear to God, Astrid and I went out for sushi and I threw down, man. Oh,
Oh, I invited her too, so don't worry.
yay.
Fancy seeing you again. I mean, you look way nicer than me. This is, I
Wait, you
told,
guys went out for sushi?
yes. And you always catch me post shower in my fucking PJs, just looking the way I look.
No,
Not fun.
you should totally do that though. I mean,
Oh,
really.
yeah, I'm not gonna, please.
Um,
But
you should totally do that. By the way, I want to ask everybody. You guys read the Morning Muse post today, right?
I did not. I was
Is
up
it
at 5 in the morning.
well? So when Trump does this dance, that's the he's jacking two dicks off dance, right?
Oh, man.
Oh, his little dad.
Oh,
Morgan just outed me. That's so funny. Anyway.
Um, but I mean, we're in a bukkake,
Little-
right?
Yep.
It's gay. I'm sorry, that dance is fucking gay.
well, I mean, of all the presidents to decide he wants to court the homophobes, and then he's running around playing the fucking village people everywhere he goes.
Yeah, because it's a bag of
He's
dicks.
actually that clueless. I don't know.
It's a bag of dicks.
And I just watched that footage of um,
Padilla.
Christy Gnome's goons throwing him out. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah, I was very. I We were emotionally overwhelmed.
Well, I mean, I don't think he should have interrupted her press conference.
No,
But if
no.
if Marjorie Taylor Greene had done the same thing to a Democrat,
Yes.
she would have gotten away with it. So,
Well, she did.
it-
She did. She did
yeah,
actually.
I mean,
Yeah.
the Democrats are gonna have to. I don't know.
I'll remind you that she catcalled Biden during his State of the Union address like 3 years ago,
Yeah, I
doing the
know.
very same thing that Padilla did to
Mhm.
Nome, and they didn't touch her.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was yelling and screaming shit while Biden was trying to give State of the Union address to Congress.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I did double standard. I mean, Republican shitheads like her and Johnson, they can say whatever the fuck they want. Johnson came out 2 hours ago and has said that Padilla is going to be censured for what he did, which is a complete and total bullshit. Like,
Mhm.
viscerally bullshit and not
Mhm.
allowed, and is a disaster. And now Democrats are seething. So even Chuck Schumer, he came out and said, this is wrong. Noam shouldn't do this. She really should be removed. I was sort of shocked to hear that from Chuck Schumer, but and so Johnson got up in front of everybody and said, Padilla needs to be censured, and all of the Democrats heckled the fuck out of him for doing it.
Mhm.
So, like, yeah, I'm completely done with. Uh, uh, I'm just done with Mike Johnson. He's a fucking dickhead, and um, you know.
There's a lot of that going around in Washington.
Well, as we get closer and closer to Saturday, I mean, let's be
When you saw
aware.
the governor of Missouri has activated that state's National Guard. That's where I'll
Yeah,
be on Saturday.
yeah. Well, that's so.
Kansas, I haven't heard, and I can't get a hold of my ex. She's at annual training, and I texted her a little while ago and said, "Have you guys been activated?"
I mean, there's no one in Kansas though, right? Because
Mhm.
Kansas City Kansans are going to congregate in the Missouri side.
They
Where
probably
else is
will,
there in
but
Kansas?
there's other actions going on in Overland Park and one in Lenexa, I think.
I
I
don't
was
think
talking to
Johnson
her.
County is going to get
Well,
very. I'll be
I just
surprised if they get spicy.
yeah. So just on Saturday alone,
Mhm,
most of major cities are going to have ICE protests to
mhm,
protest um the No Kings, to protest Trump's. Um, and here's the thing: I've confirmed through two sources that, get this, anybody that tries to pull the Tiananmen Square bullshit by
mhm,
going and standing in front of a rolling tank,
mhm,
um, if the tank doesn't roll over the person, um, they're going to be immediately arrested and thrown
mhm.
into jail. No questions asked.
No, well,
Anybody that protests the parade, tries to stop the parade, will be dealt
I
with.
wish I wish people would just ignore the parade. Don't even go to Washington. You
Well,
know,
I mean, I did my part. I ordered like 500 tickets.
at a girl.
I ordered 500 fucking tickets
Mm.
um, to the parade, and that's 500 people that are, oh my god, Arby's for dinner tonight.
Ooh,
I feel special.
I
I
don't
haven't been to
know.
Arby's
Elaine and
in
I
a
had a
while.
pretty amazing dinner with her brother.
Okay, like when you go. So here's a question: when you go for sushi, what do you get? I now I have to know.
Well, this place was I've never been there before. It's on the
Okay.
Country Club Plaza in Kansas City, which is actually only about a block from where the protests will be
Mhm.
Saturday. Um, and what was it called again? Cura?
Kura, it's a revolving sushi bar. It's the only one around.
We
It's got a
have
little
Yeah, they got
conveyor,
them.
you know.
Yeah,
we
so
have
it's
two
cool.
of those in Atlanta, and I love that
Yeah.
place.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
So,
the California roll, the Philadelphia roll, the crunchy roll person.
and I'm whatever's not nailed down. Man, I love sushi. Can't you tell?
So I'll tell you, so I'm with Astrid. I get a California roll with avocado in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get like the nori, so like the seaweed wrap rice and tuna, sometimes the
Mm-hmm.
spicy tuna. But that one, she's the
Mm-hmm.
one that gets like the super extra spicy whatever special roll with the shit dribbled all over it. And
I mean, I had a golden crunchy roll like that, and it's really yummy. Not super spicy.
Yes. Oh, and I
I
had
don't like
scallops.
the nigiri sushi so much, so
You
yeah.
know, I had scallops and shrimp and all kinds of stuff.
so
Good stuff. Oh, and cucumber salad.
but the cucumber, I mean, that's all part of the stick. So
Mm-hmm.
I um
Crohn's.
if you have
What does it
Crohn's,
do to people with
yeah,
Crohn's?
yeah, if you have Crohn's disease,
Mhm.
sushi is not a great choice.
Well, then I'm glad I don't have Crohn's
Um,
disease.
yeah. And here's the other thing I had to tell everybody. Trump
Mhm.
is not going to approve the building of new windmills in the U.S.
Why? Because they turn people gay?
No, because
Still cause cancer.
wind generators cause ear cancer.
Where's the data? Oh, right. I forgot. When we don't like the data, we just get rid of everyone producing it and
Yeah.
hire all of our vaccine deniers. Sorry, wait, what am I? Yeah, anyway, that's
He
my
literally,
issue.
said that we're not going to let wind generators get built because we're not going to destroy our country any further than it's already been destroyed, and we're going to stop cancer by allowing wind generators not to be built.
Uh-huh.
So, removing environmental protections on plants, like factories and whatnot, That's not a cancer mediating strategy.
No, no,
Mhm.
no, no, no. Coal power and fossil fuels, those don't cause cancer.
Yeah.
No.
It's
Those
just
don't destroy the
shocking.
environment in any way
Uh,
whatsoever. What
well, and
bullshit are you talking about?
with the line of work that I'm in, so with RFK dissolving the vaccine advisory board and putting his vaccine deniers on it, I'm like,
I
guys, get ready for it. Iron lungs. They're coming back.
so I was thankful you came in tonight because I wanted to ask you about that. Because I think your perspective on RFK firing all of the vaccine advisory board from the CDC, realize, of course, that from me, the CDC is like right over there, about 4 miles away from here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's,
if he does that and then he puts in all of his cronies,
he did it.
how is that going to fuck that up?
He did it. So I am so confused. Well, okay. So this is an advisory board. So they carry a certain amount of weight within the CDC and they will advise, right? Pharma. Although none of the vaccines that we are currently using in this country are produced in this country. We're getting them all from Europe. So they advise.
Right.
I don't know how much power and how much say that's actually going to influence what happens with the FDA. When you look at the CBER, the Center for Biologic what the hell does that? I should know what that stands for. I teach this shit. CBER, the biologics guys, they're the ones that deal with the vaccine regulations. I mean, is the plan just to be like, we don't need vaccines? I mean, we know that they don't think everyone needs a COVID vaccine. And actually, I hate saying this. I really do, because I hate the guy. I hate him with a fiery passion. I think he's a fucking idiot, and I think he's really harmful.
Right.
But, I recently had a conversation actually with my son about, the COVID booster for young men. And because he chose not to have it, I gave him a hard time a few years ago when he made that decision.
Right.
But now he had done his research. I schooled my children well. He made that decision for himself. I had to go back and apologize to him. I'm friends with an immunologist who's like, yeah, probably don't, for kids in that, young men in that age groups, especially ones with heart disorders like he has. But I think that, I don't know, man. And this guy, I mean, he's doing some things like I'm not going to get into all of it, but there's this generally recognized as safe phrase that's used for food additives that allows manufacturers to essentially skirt and use their in-house scientists to get the data right to demonstrate that food additives are safe. I'm going to tell you, anyone who's not lived outside of this country or traveled outside of this country and experienced food outside of this country isn't going to have an awareness of just how poisonous it is. Okay, poison's probably not the right word, but it's not good for us. So RFK is actually dealing with that. Where did Elaine go? Oh, there she is.
No.
Is dealing with that pathway because it's a problem, but it's only because he thinks everything's a fucking problem and he's so uneducated. It's like, yeah, some food additives are a problem. Many of those food additives have given us food security as well.
Right.
Yes, historically, some vaccines have been a problem. On that note, there is a book out there that a friend of a friend wrote called Vaccinated. The author's last name is Offit. It is an amazingly well-written book, and it talks about Maurice Hellman, who actually created 9 of the 14 big vaccines that are used across the world to prevent childhood illness. No one talks about this man, but he is the person. It's an amazing book. But anyway, so in fact, I think that book should be required reading for RFK and his crew. I really do. It's just, I don't know how. I don't know. It's extremely alarming.
I just bought that book.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna.
Yay! It's so good,
honey.
5 years
so the guy
ago
that wrote
when
it
we went
is a
over,
good friend. He taught with a friend of mine. Huh?
I read a lot. I read probably between, on average, 11 to 13 books a month.
Wow.
I ingest
Yeah.
massive amounts of data. And
Have you started it yet?
No, I literally I just went on Amazon and bought it. So give me like
Oh,
2 or 3 days.
okay.
But yeah, I'd like
It's
yeah,
it's
I can
really good.
270 pages. I can do this in 3
It's a
days.
quick read, yeah.
Yeah. Um, so I'll do that and to make comments. But I dropped the link into the chat. So anybody else, uh, please, if Astrid said to read it, maybe you should read it.
It's very good. And I actually used, even in the first chapter, I believe, I'm going to let you read it, so I'm not going to talk about it, but they talk about something that really gave me a new perspective on something that as someone who isn't, engaged in biomedical research ethically, that I find really horrible. And it's not something we would do today. But in reading the book from the person that was actually doing these things, got an entirely new perspective. And so it was really eye opening and a reminder, right, that things aren't always as they appear and to truly seek alternate sources of information, which I think many of us do. I think that, we're probably overburdened with information and it's affecting our mental health at this point. But
Right.
yeah,
That's
it's
part
very
of the
good.
problem, though, is that people say, "Oh, I did my own research," and that means they looked on fucking Wikipedia. I mean, back when the AIDS epidemic, when that started in the early 1980s, there were a few people who were suspicious or cynical about what the CDC was trying to accomplish. They thought that they were trying to keep guys from having sex and all this kind of thing. And there was a lot of resistance because the 70s was just one long bathhouse trip for a lot of guys,
Yeah.
and they didn't want to give that up.
No.
And um, I mean, I don't mean to say that like all the guys were like that, because there were a lot of guys that never went to bathhouses and didn't trick and things like that. But there wasn't the internet back then. You couldn't go out, look, and read it. You know, any kind
No.
of
No. I
alternative. And so
literally.
we listened to the fucking CDC, and I couldn't imagine 5 years ago when people started talking shit about COVID. I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
listening to it.
Yeah, I'm
No.
gonna tell
Yeah.
you, like, and the thing that happened with my kid, he had gotten his information from the CDC site a few years back, and that's largely how he made his decision because he knew that that was a trusted resource for information. And I had to, literally, it's just a couple days ago, I was like, yeah, back then, yes, now, not so much. Let me show you how to do an academic literature search. Like, seriously.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's something.
So to the age comment, the bathhouse comment, if Lawrence were in here, he would have an opinion about that, I think. Because Lawrence grew up in that
Well, I
era.
hope what I said wouldn't have offended him.
No, 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 no. I wouldn't. No.
Although the fact that he's if he's older than I am and he was around in those days and he's still this side of the sod, that's an accomplishment. So
Well, yeah. I mean, of that, I completely and utterly and totally agree with you.
mhm. That's why it made me so mad when there were lesbians who were like, "Oh, well, they got what they asked for." I'm like, "Oh, how can you be like that?" You know? Don't get me started. That's why I get so mad when LGBT people start talking about how we need to concentrate on just LGBT and not TQI.
Look,
Like they want to scream and claw my face.
you laugh about that, but that's endemic in certain age groups. We were in the Waffle House one day, and there was this cute. They were older, but cute lesbian couple that came in, and you know the uh, the butch in the couple
Mm.
kept looking at me like really strangely or whatever while we were sitting there, and so we went to leave, and she had this really beautiful like phoenix tattoo on her arm, and I walked over and I'm like, "How I saw your design. That's a very beautiful design." She literally looked at me, "Get away from me, you tranny piece of shit."
Mm.
And I was like, "Holy shit."
Terrible.
Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, I and I want to be clear. I live in probably the gayest part of Atlanta. I mean,
Hmm.
I live in one of the gayborhoods of Atlanta, and so yeah, I so the whole like LGB and fuck the rest of the alphabet that's endemic. I mean, I even here I experienced that um,
Hmm.
amongst there's log cabin Republicans who are gay
Oh,
as fuck,
man. Yeah.
and they think that trans people are the devil or
Well,
whatever.
I
So
mean, it's the same thing as there are people who are uh, immigrants from one culture or another,
right.
and it's okay for them to be immigrants, but you know,
Well,
other people.
as from a cultural appropriation perspective, I want to answer Wendy Parker's question. Wendy, Buckhead is right here, and so south of Buckhead, but kind of east is Decatur, and then directly south of Decatur is Kirkwood, and that's where I live. Um, but from a societal perspective, the caste system in India, for instance, the caste system in India is rigidly there are just caste members that do not communicate with members of other caste subsystems in India. And I had a friend named Venkat, and I asked him one time, I'm like, you really pay attention to that caste bullshit? And he's like, no, I don't. Look, I'm 35 fucking years old. If I run into a lower caste person or whatever, I just talk to him like a normal goddamn person. And so that social strata is the same as the like turfy or whatever divisionary strata that we see, you know, with these other people that are like, fuck this group of people. They're lower than us. They're not, they're not worth it. And two, let's be fair. I had this discussion today with somebody. So there's a TikTok personality named Lily Tino. Have you heard about Lily Tino yet?
No.
So Lily Tino is she is a trans person. We all think she's a poser. And here's why. Like, she had facial feminization surgery, supposedly, but nothing changed.
What is that?
Facial feminization is the surgery that we trans women go through that essentially feminizes and narrows up the face. And so
Did they do that for fat women? I could use that myself. Shit.
I don't know, Elaine, you really look like a girl to me.
I don't know.
So and so I listen to Miranda. Miranda, she's a rage baiter. And so here's what she does. She goes into public spaces like Disney World and sits at restaurants, waits for people to misgender her, and then uses that to get free food. Uh, and then here's the other thing. She goes into women's bathrooms and takes pictures of her in women's bathrooms standing and peeing as a challenge. And so yeah, her whole content is driven around yeah, Morgan, look up Lily Tino. You will look at the shit, and it's as a trans woman, I look at her and I think if I ever see this person, I want to. But um, yeah, she's she's crazy. So, but here's the thing: all of us in the trans community see her as a plant.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Israel struck Iran.
They're going to. Did they just do a strike?
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
yes. Preemptive strikes against Iran have been committed. The Iranian state media says explosions were heard in Tehran. Meanwhile, Israel has declared a state of emergency. We are now in a Middle Eastern war right now, people. It's
I have
happening
a
while we're
friend
on.
who's a Canadian diplomat who is stationed in Tel Aviv. Wonder if he's
Yeah.
gonna get home.
So I'm just going to tell all of you, I'm going out to the AP. I'm going to cut an article tonight to cover this. So forgive me for filling up your um, boxes, but give me an hour or whatever, and I'll get something out so that everybody is aware. Um, So they have directly attacked Tehran. Um, the capacity of the attacks is not. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, holy shit! This does not. Direct surface-to-surface missile drops directly into Tehran. Destructions. The elements have not been confirmed. So yeah, okay. Now we're in a full-scale Iranian-Israeli conflict now.
Yeah, I was just Miranda. That's just what I was thinking. I have an ex sister-in-law who's an evangelical Christian, and she probably came here that.
Oh yeah, because the four horsemen of the apocalypse are going to appear now. Jesus is going to come down and obliterate the earth, and their rapture bullshit or whatever's going to happen.
Some bullshit. I called the four horsemen in a ritual once. That was fun.
Look, if the four horsemen of the apocalypse haven't shown up at my house yet for any of the shit that I've said, then guess what? Probably not going to happen. So, all right, well, gosh, yeah. So now I've got something to do tonight.
Well, if everyone doesn't hate
Jeez,
America
Elaine.
yet, they're probably about to. What?
He's a mood killer. Sorry. You're such a mood buzz killer.
I saw somebody, Wendy Parker had posted
Oh,
about
it
it.
was Wendy Parker. Okay.
I'm watching the chat feed on my PC, and
Okay.
my
I'm a
phone.
bigger buzzkill than Buzz Tillington.
I'm telling you. What is
Sorry,
that
I'm a huge.
spoiled thing on your lap, Astrid? Which one is that?
I'm a huge
He's a
Family
blue
Guy fan.
pumpkin.
He's
It's a pumpkin. The orange one is the pumpkin. She's so cute.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on this because
Yeah.
this is gonna. So, ladies, let's break it down. I love you both. Please, both of you, stay safe out there.
You too.
I mean, nothing is really going to happen to us until the four horsemen of the apocalypse show up. So,
We hope.
we hope. I don't know. I mean, God's hand didn't come down on the Large Hadron Collider or whatever when they turned that motherfucker on, and they said that was going to happen. So, Israel attacking Iran is not going to do the same thing. All right, Mathilda, thank you both. And thank you, Mathilda, for coming in. Astrid.
Love you.
Yep.
Love you. Good night.
And same for you, Elaine, please. Okay, so holy fuck. Now we're in full scale Israeli Iranian conflict now. So everyone, please be safe out there. If you're a new person, please subscribe. If you're not a paid subscriber, consider becoming a paid subscriber. It supports the application. Pia is, for instance, a paid subscriber, and she will tell you that we're all a family here. We treat everybody like family. That's how these things work. We all talk to each other. I will be working through this tonight, so I probably will not be sleeping particularly well while all this bullshit in the Middle East is happening. So expect, if not an article tonight, a big article in the morning to cover it. And with that, I will tell all of you, please, again, stay safe, stay together, uh, do what you can to keep yourself safe. I love you all, and let's just get through this together.